Happy Monday to you. Today, I want to take a moment to talk a little bit about business planning. And I'm talking about writing like a formal business plan. And I know there are a lot of you out there who feel like writing a formal business plan might not actually be relevant to you and your business. I've heard a lot of different people out there who are badasses in business, even talking about how writing a business plan is really only needed if you are looking for investors or a business loan or someone to come in and actually give you money for your business. I tend to personally disagree. I think that writing a business plan is one of the smartest ways to really make sure that you're ready to dive into everything that starting a business is going to entail. And so we have put together a brand new course. It ends up being like a 3-month course on writing your business plan and 3 months to really dive into all of the different legal descriptions, product descriptions, line planning, financial worksheets, all of that, marketing, advertising, sales, you name it. How are you going to run your business from beginning to end? To write all of that out in about 3 months feels about right to me, especially if you're really busy running your current business and maybe you just didn't write a business plan the first time around. So this is a good time to go back and do it. Or maybe you're still in a 9 to 5. And so spending a ton of time dedicating to writing a business plan or just starting your business isn't quite there yet. You're kind of doing it in the evenings and on the weekends. And so taking a 2 to 3 months to do this work could absolutely be the perfect amount of time to get it done. Now, I've recorded 26 new videos to share with you in this course. Some of them are very, very short because it's just walking you through what you need to do to then fill out the next section of the business plan. But I wanted to make sure everything was really, really clear as we gifted you this template. So we gift you a business plan template in several different formats. You can do it in PowerPoint, you can do it in Canva, we have it in PDF. If you want the Illustrator file, you can always reach out to me. I'm happy to give you an Illustrator file version of it. It just, in Kajabi, where we kind of house all of our stuff, it wouldn't allow me to upload an Illustrator file, but you can absolutely always ask for that. On top of that, we're giving away several other financial templates. So we have a startup capital and expenses template. We have a cash flow worksheet template. We have a P&L template in there for you. If you're not doing a P&L, a profit and loss statement for your business now, it could be worth buying this entire course just for the P&L spreadsheet because you need to be doing that inside your business. I will also really recommend that you need to be doing a cash flow exercise on a regular basis. And cash flow is not typically something that like maybe your bookkeeper or your CPA will recommend that you do. It's very like scrappy. It's something that I've put together for my business so that I can always see how money is coming in and then how fast it's going out. So that basically, if I'm getting to a point where I'm going to go in the red, I need to go get a loan or I need to start putting some things on credit cards. Like I know that months ahead of time. And so I can mitigate that risk also by starting to figure out how to either make more sales or bring on a new client or do something of that nature. So I'm looking like 3, 6, 9 months down the road of my cash flow, looking at like, what would my business look like if things just stay status quo, right? So if the income that I'm making now just stays exactly as it is, and I keep spending exactly as I keep spending, where is there going to come a point where I'm starting to go either negative on my bank account or to a threshold that I'm just not happy with, right? Like maybe my mental number is that I don't want my checking account to go below $3,000. And so where in that cash flow worksheet do I start to see my checking account go below $3,000? And how do I make strong decisions as a CEO to make sure that I don't get there, right? Like how do I rectify that now, maybe 3, 6, 9 months in advance so that I don't get myself into trouble when the time comes? So if you're not doing a P&L or a cash flow exercise on a very regular basis, now I might be crazy. I do it every day. I'm in these 2 spreadsheets of mine every single day, analyzing my numbers. And maybe that's nuts to you, but it's not like I'm spending hours in there every day. I take a couple of minutes to check my numbers, make sure everything looks right, and then I move on with my day. But it also keeps me really, really up to date with my numbers. A couple of the other templates that we're providing, I'm trying to think. We also have, let me see, let me look here. What are the other spreadsheets that we're providing to you? I have it written down. Let's go ahead and just look. I know I have it here. This is the beauty of being live, that you just have to put up with me when I'm looking something up. Okay, so we had our startup financial worksheet, our cash flow worksheet, we have the P&L worksheet, we have the business plan template that we're giving to you in the course. We are also gifting you my 10-year business plan example. So I crunched numbers for months. I know we've talked about this quite a lot on Money Mondays, where I came up with that number that I really recommend if you want to have a really robust company that's going to get to 7 figures in its first 5 to 6 years, be a $5 million company like really fast after that, like in your 10th year. If you want to be at $5 million by your 10th year, I really recommend that you save $200,000 now, because that's what you want to start with, so that you can hire the right people to get you there quickly, and you can have enough money on hand to buy the kind of inventory that you need to create profits so that you propel your business forward, right? So I am also gifting you that ebook within this new course. I'm also walking you completely through it so that it's very understandable. We're also gifting you just the smaller version, the free version, which is just the pie chart percentages. So instead of the actual numbers that I've put into my ebook, I am also then sharing with you just the percentages in case you want to take the numbers out of it and apply your own numbers. So all of that is coming with this new course. Like I said, it's 26 new videos. We have literally just released that. So we will make sure that we are sharing that link with you here in the notes below so that you can get your hands on it if you're interested. This is really, really important work. When I started on Mark Street back in 2021, my husband really encouraged me to do a business plan, and I didn't want to do one. I was like, I don't even know. Like, I don't know how my business is going to run. I don't know how to run a business. I'm coming off of this corporate career. I've worked in corporate for the last 20 years. I've worked retail. I've worked as an intern. I've worked as a graphic designer, a tech designer. I've done creative design. I've managed product lines. I've been a business leader. I've been a manager. Now I'm coming into this brand new thing. I wouldn't even know what to put on paper. And so we went back and forth with this whole thing, right? And he was like, look, we are taking this huge risk personally for you to quit your 9 to 5 job, quit bringing in a salary, and go try to do this thing. Try to start freelancing, try to start consulting, try to figure out how to make money a very different way. He basically said, if we're going to do this together, I want to see your plan. I want to know what you're planning to do. I want to know that you are serious about this. And I think that was such a valid request of him, because he was also taking on the huge responsibility to say, look, I am 100% ready and willing to be the sole breadwinner to support our lives. That's a lot of pressure to put onto a partner. And so for him to just say, like, I just want to know that you're going to be moving forward with steps in some way, and you have a plan for how you're going to go find clients and how you're going to bring money into our lives so that we don't take this huge risk forever. I think it was very, very valid for him to say that. And it changed 100% the way that I started my business by doing my business plan, because as I went through each section, now I ended up going out and finding like a whole bunch of different business plan templates, and I mushed them all together into what made sense for me. And so that's what I'm sharing with you now, is something that is a little bit more appropriate to the apparel industry, something that made a lot of sense to me. I removed stuff that didn't make sense. I added stuff that I needed. And so that's the business plan template that I am gifting to you in this new course. But it helped me walk through like, okay, what are like the strengths and weaknesses of my company? What are the opportunities? What are the competitors that I need to analyze? Who am I going out there competing against when it comes to freelancing and consulting? Do I need help in the way of getting a business coach? How much is that going to cost me? How much money do I think I can actually bring in every single month once I really get this up and running? Do I need to hire? Who's my first hire going to be when that time comes? And I might not have had a name of a person, but I was like, if I get enough work on my plate, I'm going to need another really high level product developer to come help me with this client work. And that's 100% what ended up happening in my first year working on Mark Street. I ended up having to hire Jessica, and it was such a good decision. She's still with me today, one of the most reliable, talented product developers I have ever worked with. And so by putting all of that down on paper and having to really think through it, I was able to start my business from a position of knowing and a position of confidence. I didn't walk into it thinking, I have no idea what I'm doing, I'm just going to figure it out. I had sat down and written it down on paper and then not just presented it to my husband to say, okay, here, what do you think? We also presented it to our financial planner. We presented it to our CPA. My husband's brother has like a business degree. And so we presented it to him to see like, what did he think about my business plan? And we took all of the different feedback that everybody gave us and we judged that business plan until it was in a place that we were like, okay, let's get started. Let's do this. And now I did this while I was still at my 9 to 5, finishing out my corporate role. This is when I was building my business plan. And it took me a while. It took me several months to do all the research, to do all the writing, to really think on the decisions that I needed to make in my business plan, to find the financial templates that were going to help me actually build out the financial section of my business plan. So I really encourage you to rethink if you have not done a business plan for your company, to think about doing one now. I mean, even today, as someone who's like almost 4 years into my business, it would probably be really good for me to go back and rewrite a business plan because 4 years in, things are completely different than they were when I first started. And so having this template and having these tools that you can use year over year to build your goals and understand how you're going to get there can be really, really crucial. And so we have this new course for you. I'm really excited. I think this is going to be such a catalyst for success to so many of you. We keep seeing a lot of brands out there struggling. I know this is a hard economic time. People are kind of pinching some pennies. The economy is tough. People are spending in certain ways, but being really frugal in other ways. And so I just want you to know that putting a plan on paper and being prepared for worst case scenarios or best case scenarios can be a really great way to feel like you've at least got your feet under you when things are really tough and things are really scary. So I encourage you to check it out. We are launching this course at the price of $547. So that is our price. That is going to be this entire course, 3 months of content, an entire series of videos, all the templates that you need. We're really excited. So if you have any questions on that, please let me know. You can always put comments below. We are definitely excited to always hear from our community. If you liked this episode and you think someone could benefit from starting their business plan, especially for their apparel company, please share it with them. We love it when you share our content and we start getting this information out to more and more people. Have a wonderful week ahead, and I will see you next Monday.